All right, evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming through this evening, and thanks to all of you watching us live this evening. Over the next sort of 30 or 40 minutes, I want to run through what we do here at DuePoint. That's where you're sitting this evening. DuePoint is a division of Constantia Insurance Company Limited, so you can go look us up, get comfortable with who we are. We're a listed and licensed life and short-term insurance company, registered in 1952. We're nearly 65 years old. This is not a new business. This is a well-established financial services entity in the South African context. We are, of course, a financial services provider. There we are. That's our FSP number over there. Go look us up on the FSP's website and take some time after this presentation to look at all the certificates on the wall next to the front door, licenses that we have and associations that we have, so you get comfortable with who you're dealing with here this evening. In addition, I want you to be comfortable with the team. The most important part of the team is that we are here. You will find us in this building in South Africa 6 days a week. You'll find us here. And that's a big thing in the South African context, because we know that these days you hear about stuff, it's always from America and Russia and Australia and Europe and all sorts. We're right here. You can find us. We've got all the requisite skills, but as I say, the most important aspect to you is that you can find us at any point in time. There's me over there, Brendan Benfield. I'm the senior executive here in the team, the founder of the division, been in the industry for at least the last 20 years. I'm a chartered accountant and the co-founder of Prime Meridian Direct, an insurance company you might have heard of or seen our billboards around the city and around the country. So I started this division. I put the team together here. This is Tim. Tim is our banking expert, comes out of the banking industry, 15 years at the First Rand Group. That's RMB, FNB. We got Stacey. She's our auditing expert, comes from Deloitte, where she spent some time here and overseas. Then we got Jane. Jane is our direct selling expert. Again, worked both here and overseas, helps to bring international experience and standards into the business that we're doing here. And then the short, ugly guy on the end here, Rob, he is our design guy. He spent 20 years running his own design firm that specialized in the financial services space before I convinced him to come and join us here. So again, we have all the requisite skills. I had somebody today say to me, how does this team represent the demographics of South Africa? Well, isn't that the question, isn't it? I was asked the same question by the most senior member of the FSB when we presented DuePoint to the Financial Services Board, and I answered him the same way as I answered the young man this morning. It is because of the regulatory environment in South Africa that it is so difficult for black South Africans to get into the financial services space. And that is the very thing we as DuePoint want to and are going to address. We're going to get South Africans participating in the financial services industry through the system that we have created here. Now, what is it that we do at DuePoint then? Well, we have two objectives. The first objective, our primary objective, the passion that we have here, is that we want to put in the hands of every South African, not those just privileged enough to be in the financial services space, but every South African, a tool that allows them to create an income that is recurring and stable and controlled by them. If we are able to do that, if we're able to give you something that gives you control, we hope that we can pull you out of the circumstances of our current economy. Our current economy, as you well know, is one in complete shambles right now. It is shrinking on a day-to-day basis. It is completely over-regulated, meaning that nobody wants to come here and set up shop, which means that every month, hundreds of thousands of South Africans are becoming unemployed. You know this. If you read the newspaper in June, they told you that from the beginning of January to the middle of this year, 433,000 people became unemployed. So even if you have a job today, you are just in the queue of who's next to be unemployed. With a shrinking economy like we have, that's what's happening. Again, this is not a marketing ploy. I haven't made this up. This is what the newspapers are telling us. This is what the economists are telling us. We are in an economy that is being stifled, absolutely stifled in South Africa. And it means that you are not in control of your income. You might have a job that pays you every month, but somebody else has decided how much you earn. Somebody else is going to decide how much your increase is going to be. You know what your increase is going to be? 3%, 6%, maybe 3%, maybe if you're very good, 6%, maybe 8%. What's inflation sitting at? 17%, they told us. They used to tell us 6%, but a couple months ago they admitted it's been closer to 17%. Now, if you're getting a 3% raise and the costs of living are rising by 17%, you are not in control. And we want to put that control back into your hands. If we've got that happening in your life, if we've increased your income, if you're controlling your economy, then we want to be able to, or we hope to be able to, unplug you from the systemic problems that we have as a result. What is the key one? The key one is debt. It's how we bridge the gap. We're earning 100 Rand a month, but our costs are 200 Rand a month. Something's got to bridge the gap. What do we do in South Africa? We go and we get debt. We're professional debtors. We have invented every form of debt known to mankind. In South Africa, they say that the average person has 289,000 rands worth of debt. The average person has 289,000 rands worth of debt. How did they manage to do that? They say the average salary in South Africa is 4,400 Rand. I can't even work out the multiple that there is, but we have to do it in order to survive. Now, we want to use this tool to become that bridge. Instead of bridging your gap, the gap with debt, we want to bridge the gap with the DuePoint system. The next thing we hope the tool will do for you is to start to give you free cash flow. Free cash flow is cash in addition to your expenses. When that is the case, then the normal circumstances of life are not crisis. In your life, you know right now, when something happens, it's a crisis. Granny dies and everybody needs to pay for the funeral. Guess who's getting more debt? That's where we go. The kid gets sick and needs to go to hospital for 3 weeks. Guess who's getting more debt? It's a crisis every time anything happens in our personal economies. Now, if we've created free cash flow for you, a little bit of income in addition to your expenditure, these things are not a crisis anymore. You can start to handle them. In addition, at some time in the future, for some of you, I can see it's a few years, and for some of you, it's 20 years, okay? You are going to get to the point where you cannot work anymore. That's going to happen. That people simply won't hire you. You'll be too old. Or you'll be physically unable to work anymore. Who covers your expenditure then? You still got to eat. You still got to live. You still need clothes and a roof over your head. Who covers those costs? What have we done for the last 200 years in South Africa? We've gone back to our children, and we've given them more children to look after us. And they've had to put a roof over our heads, and they've had to pay for our foods and our clothing and our everything. Now, we hope that if over time you use this tool to a position where you have free cash flow, when you get to your retirement, your income comes in every month, and you're able to pay for yourself, taking that pressure off your children. How different does our economy look when instead of putting debt onto the hands of our children when we pass away, we hand them income? That's what we're trying to do here at DuePoint. That's our primary objective. The secondary objective that we have is that we're creating a 21st century company that plugs our customers directly into the heart of our business. We do that on a 24-hour basis. We don't want you to have to wait for our doors to open before you can contact us. We want to be in contact with you 24 hours a day. Now, with those two objectives put together, we have created what we call the DuePoint system. It's the reason why you're here this evening. Now, the DuePoint system, ladies and gentlemen, is very, very easy. What it does, it allows you as an individual to contract with us at DuePoint as what we call a wealth engineer. A wealth engineer has one task to do with us here at DuePoint. One task. It's not selling, it's not advertising, it's not marketing, it's not Facebooking, it's not any of these things. It is simply connecting people, South Africans, to DuePoint. Just connecting individuals to DuePoint. By doing that, you create penetration into the South African market for us. You allow us to get out into the market. When we're able to do that, we're able to create revenue. And when we create revenue, we create that extra recurring income that I've been talking about. No one at DuePoint's ever going to ask you to quit your job. Not in their current environment. That would be madness. This is the add-on tool that we give to your life right now. You're all going to carry on working, but now you're going to do it with an extra tool, a tool that creates extra recurring income. How does the income recur? Well, we don't sell things here. We don't sell things. You're not going to find drinks and potions and motions and all sorts of things here that you have to buy and then go and sell to your friends and every month try and do it. That creates recurring expenditure. What we have here is financial services and lifestyle products that you have and can have for your whole life. They run off of an automated debit order system, which means no matter what you're doing in your month, those debit orders will run. And as a result, when they're paid, your income comes in reliably and stably every single month. That is the foundational cornerstone of the DuePoint system. It's what we spend all our time developing when we develop the DuePoint system. The second layer in our system is the ability for you to create income on a 24-hour basis. Right now, you work 8 or 9 hours a day. That's all you can. When the doors close at the shop or the business that you're working at, that's the end of your income. You have to wait until the next morning before you can create any more income for yourself. with the DuePoint system, we allow you to duplicate yourself and your efforts into many, many other people so that your business is actually growing. Your income is actually expanding every hour of the day. We're always astounded here at how many people are showing the DuePoint system to South Africans through the course of the night. We're absolutely amazed at how this business grows overnight. And that can be the same for you. Instead of you being locked into a day-to-day income generating exercise, which is full-time employment, you could be in a place where while you sleep, your income is actually growing. We've built that into our system. Now, what's very important to note, folks, is that this is a tool. It is not employment. So for all my Facebookers out there, do not start a Facebook page called DuePoint Recruitment or DuePoint Hiring or DuePoint Sponsoring. We are not any of those things. I got all the staff I need, thank you very much. You do not need to do any of that. You simply connect individuals to us. You are independent of us here at DuePoint. Now, folks, there's no risk in becoming a wealth engineer, and I mean that quite comfortably. That's one of the few things I can guarantee at DuePoint is the fact that there is no cost for being a wealth engineer at DuePoint. There's no startup cost. There's no starter kit you're going to buy. There's no business starter plan you have to buy. There's no business fee, marketing fee, admin fee, monthly fee, and there's no cost for application forms. By simply being a product owner at DuePoint, you're automatically a wealth engineer. You can go to Constantia directly and get our products at exactly the same price as what you pay here at DuePoint. The only difference is, at no extra charge, you get to be a wealth engineer with us at DuePoint. So we have designed the system purposefully to prevent financial loss of those who join us. So if tomorrow morning you wake up and you go, I should never have become a wealth engineer, no problem. You will have lost nothing. No money will pass from your hands this evening, and that is important to note because I think that in South Africa we've all lost too much somewhere along the line. In addition, it requires no experience or qualification in the financial services sector. This is what we were trying to address. Everybody in South Africa can become a wealth engineer and get involved in this section of the South African economy through the DuePoint system. Folks, you're building a real asset here. Because we create channels of recurring income, you can price them. If you can price them, you can transfer them, you can sell them to others, and they will outlive you. When you pass away one day, they will be handed over to your children, and your children will earn the income that you generated during your lifetime. How does that differ from what you currently have? That is a real asset, and that is what you create here at DuePoint. And then, as I've said to you, this is a system of complete convenience. It's built in the 21st century by South Africans for South Africans. Understanding the context of the culture and country we live in, we have designed a system that takes all the effort and energy out of what you have to do. All the things that would have embarrassed you or made this difficult are all eliminated in the DuePoint system. The first thing is you play no part in the sales transaction. None at all. You are not selling anything at DuePoint. What a wonderful relief for all of you who are so worried about selling something to your friends. Great news. No selling at all in the DuePoint system. Secondly, no presenting whatsoever. There are only two people that present at DuePoint, me and Rob. We're the only two people that present at DuePoint. You're never ever going to have to present. You have one task, just to connect people to DuePoint. So how do you connect people to DuePoint? Well, there's 4 ways, only 4 ways. Facebook is not one of them. Gumtree is not one of them. WhatsApp is definitely not one of them. Okay? There are 4 ways to connect people to DuePoint. The first way is you go out, you buy one of our USB sticks. It's 150 Rand, and it's got all of our presentations on it and a little bit of startup training and all sorts of bits and pieces on that you can use. But our presentation is on it. If you've got a smart TV or a computer or a laptop, you plug it in, and there we are, presenting the DuePoint opportunity for you. The second way is, of course, you can come here. You can be part of our live studio audience as we film our presentations. Monday to Saturday, we present out of this room. If you're in Gauteng and you can get here, book online, come and bring your guests right here, and we do the presentation for you Monday through Saturday. The third way, the most important way, is our YouTube channel. It is where every single one of our presentations and piles of other content lives. Now, if you've never used YouTube, today is the first day of the rest of your life. From this point forward, YouTube is your closest friend. This is the 21st century, ladies and gentlemen. We do not get to have the excuse anymore of, I don't, the internet, computers, When I was 6, I got my first computer. That was 40 years ago. You don't get to say, no, I'm before computers, because then you're like 100. It's just, we're all after computers. We're all after computers, which means that we've got to get to grips with YouTube. And YouTube is where our channel exists. You can look up DuePoint channel there, pick your favorite presentations, and 24 hours a day, anywhere in the country, you can have Rob and I do presentations on the DuePoint system for you, your friends, your acquaintances. And the fourth way that you connect people to DuePoint is through our live streams. If you want to watch us when we go live every day, but you can't get you anywhere in the country, at the office, at home, in a coffee shop, as long as you've got a screen and an internet connection, there we are in living color doing the presentation live for you. Now, we get a lot of people who say, no, I think it's best that I bring my people here. Okay, that's like a Gauteng phenomenon. We have one office, and everybody in Gauteng is like, I cannot connect people to DuePoint unless I bring them here. They won't believe me. They won't believe this is a legitimate business. So I've recently been asking people this question when I sat down myself and thought about it. I thought, are any of you concerned that Google is not legitimate? Are you worried that it's not legitimate? You think it's real, huh? You think Google's real, do you? Have any of you been to their head office? So why do you believe they're legitimate, but you don't believe we are? Okay, okay, here's another one. Maybe I'm being facetious. Here's another one. Facebook. Any of you think Facebook is not legitimate? No, it's there. It's real. Hey, it's a real product. Have any of you been to their head office? No. Okay, so why do you believe that people won't believe we're real? 65-year-old insurance company. Why do you think we're not real unless you bring them here? How do you think the other 8 provinces are building their channels at DuePoint? They don't get to bring people here. It is because everything about DuePoint is online. That is where DuePoint actually exists. As I said, you're part of our live studio audience. We're just filming another presentation here, and you're just watching me do it. That's all that's happening here. So you've got 4 ways to connect people to do it. As you do, some of the people that you connect to DuePoint are going to say, hey, I see the vision. I want to get involved. I want to start changing my personal economics. Let's get cracking. And they'll become wealth engineers. When they do, we allocate them to you, and your channel is born. These people will go out and do the same thing, connecting people to DuePoint. And some of the people they talk to will become wealth engineers. And again, we'll allocate them to you until you've got people around the country connecting people to DuePoint and adding wealth engineers to your channel, building your income as you sleep. Then we come along, DuePoint, not you, wonderfully, DuePoint comes along, and we facilitate the purchase of our products throughout this channel that you've built, and your income is born. Now, what's very important to note, ladies and gentlemen, is that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a scheme of any type. It's not a shape you've read about in the newspaper or your father warned you about. It is none of these things. We are a listed entity. We are a licensed entity. There are 8 regulators that look after us, and as of yesterday, there is another 12 pieces of legislation that govern us on top of the 138 that existed the day before. There are 140 pieces of legislation. You imagine why foreign people don't want to invest in our country? And you know why all the white faces were on that picture? 140 pieces of legislation govern this business. We didn't sneak past all of that a scheme. No. DuePoint is the real deal. And as a result, like anything that's genuine, like your career, like starting your own business, you're not going to get rich overnight. Facebook will give you things like that. Oh, 90 days, 100,000 rand a month. Yeah, no. No. Or that guy in Nigeria, the Prince of Nigeria has emailed me, and he says that if I just send him 20,000 rand, he'll send me millions. Yeah, no. Folks, this is real. The price you pay at DuePoint, the price, is not rands, it's time. That's what you're going to put in. You can earn a little bit with DuePoint quite quickly and easily. You'll see. You can get it quite quickly. But if you want to change your life, if you want a future that's different, you're going to have to put time and effort and persistency into the DuePoint tool. Now, there's 2 ways that we do reward you and the DuePoint system. The first is through our returns program. Our returns program pays you 27.50 rand every time someone in your channel makes a payment, multiplied by a factor of where in your channel the payment was made. So, for instance, you go out, you chat to a couple of your friends, a handful of them become wealth engineers and make their product payment via debit order. You get 27.50 rand multiplied by 200%. That's 55 rand. It's not 5 rand, it's not 12 rand. That's 1990s numbers. You can't buy anything for 5 rand these days. I think a chappie's 5 rand. It's 55 rand. That's 21st century material significant money, and it is every month that those products are paid. These are financial services. You pay a debit order every month. It's not a once-off payment. Go to your bank and ask them if you can pay your banking fees once and never again. Tell me how that conversation goes. All right? Yeah, it's a debit order every month. If they pay, you earn every month 55 rand. Now, these few folk, they go out, they chat to a few more people. Some of them become wealth engineers. Again, you get 27 rand 50 multiplied by 200%, which is 55 rand. 55 rand every month for every product that's paid. Now, in this particular example, you've been here 5 minutes. There's a handful of dots on the screen, and you are earning 1,000 rand a month. It's not going to change your life, but it is significant and felt immediately. Now, if you want to get serious, you've got to pay that price of time. As you put time in, your channel will grow. As it grows, you earn on a diminishing basis to the 8th point. But there is no limit to how much you can earn and how big a channel you can grow in the DuePoint system. From the 8th point on, as long as you qualify to earn, you will always get 4% of 27 rand 50. This is how we're going to create generational legacy here at DuePoint. When you pass away one day and you hand your channel over to your children, maybe it's 20 points big. Your children can pick it up and can carry on building it. By the end of their lifetime, it might be 50 points big. And they, where they qualify to earn, will earn on all 50 points from the 8th point on at 4%. This is how we're going to change the economy in South Africa. Now, people say to me, well, practically, how much does that mean I can earn? How soon before I can have this or that or the next thing? Well, that's an impossible question for me to ask, because every single one of you are going to build at a different rate, a different speed, and in a different way. But we said, okay, let's see if we can work out something that we can give you, something that shows you reasonably and conservatively how much you are going to earn. Now, we came up with what we call the 3+2 growth formula. It says that in your very first month with us, you have to put 3 people on your first point. This is hardly onerous. 3 people in a month. Okay? I've been to a couple of other businesses where they say you have to put 8 hours in a week. Just 3 people a month. Okay? 3 people in your first month. And then every month thereafter, you've got to put 2 people on your first point. 2 people. 1 every 2 weeks on average. Does that sound like an unfair ask? I think it's pretty reasonable. 1 person every 2 weeks. Okay? Now, if you can do that persistently and consistently over time, and you can get the guys that you put in to do the same thing, and we apply our maths of lapses and cancellations and people not doing 3+2, we believe that over the course of your first 6 months with us, you can reasonably and conservatively expect to be earning about 2,500 rand a month. Now, some people go, no, forget that. That is too little. I'm not doing 6 months for 2,500 rand. I earn that in an hour. What you've forgotten is that that's 30,000 rand a year you've just added to your household income as an add-on to your life. None of you are going to quit your jobs, remember. This is an extra 30,000 rand. For other people, this is quite life-changing. What would an extra 2,500 rand a month mean? School fees paid. You've done it in 6 months with us. It has a significant... Rob goes and does complicated maths on bonds and stuff. I mean, you can pay off bonds in half the time by just adding 2,500 rand a month to it. And that is what you've done in 6 months with us. Then if you can push through to a year, 12 months of 3+2, we reckon you can quite conservatively estimate to be earning about 10,000 rand a month. So that's this time next year. Just coming up on spring 2018. 10,000 extra a month. Extra a month. What does that feel like? As you imagine yourself getting an extra 10,000 rand right now, what does that feel like? It's taken you a year, but you haven't had nothing and then 10,000 rand. Your income has grown to a point that a year from now, 10,000 rand, 120,000 rand a year is now flowing into your household. Now, let's talk about that price again. The price is time. Time, 2 people a month, okay? You have to pay it quite consistently. When it's Christmas, it means that month too. When it's your birthday month, it means that month too. Easter, that month too. Every month for 12 months, you've got to do this to get there. Now, we get a lot of people that quit about there, which is quite sad because I've got a whole thing that we're going to go through now, but that's where 80% of you are going to quit. For no reason. None of us are going to chuck you out. Nothing. You're going to quit because it's a little bit of work. You're going to go home tonight, very excited. Watch, by the end of this presentation, you're going to be high-fiving me. You're going to go home tonight. You're going to go to your mom and dad. You're going to go, no ways, you need to see what I saw tonight. Then you're going to give them the 30-second version of what I gave you, completely wrong, and your dad's going to go, pyramid scheme. And you're going to go, and you're going to quit tomorrow morning and never go anywhere. Or even better, a couple of weeks, you'll put in 2 months, and you'll speak to your 10 closest friends, and they'll all say no. And then you come and say, Brendan, nobody's going to say yes. Nobody. I spoke to my 10 closest friends. If anyone was going to say yes, it was going to be them. Guys, we call it the order of ascent. You talk to your family, they say no on principle. You buy a brand new car, you bring it home, you say, look at my awesome new car. They say you should have got it in blue. You then go to your friends look at it and go, but mine's better. Then you go to your acquaintances and they say yes. There are 51 million people in South Africa. You get the awesome, awesome opportunity of 51 million tries at this business. Or you can quit after the first 5 or the first 10, which is what 80% of you are going to do. Now, I want you to remember that as we move through this. You've done a year, 10,000 Rand. 2 years, 27 to 30,000 Rand a month. That's 2019. We've had our elections. Everyone's happy again. And you're earning 30,000 Rand a month. Life can't get more sunshiny than that. Then you do 3 years with us. Consistent, persistent, putting the time in, ignoring the no's, going for the yeses, and you're on 45 to 50,000 Rand a month. That's 600,000 Rand a year in 3 years from now. 4 years from now, you're on 60 to 65,000 Rand a month, 720,000 Rand a year. Most of you haven't even imagined earning that much. I know. Most of you haven't done it. I think something like 4% of South Africans earn above 720,000 Rand. Okay, 4%. Now, you do half a decade with us. Half a decade with us. 5 years, 60 months of hard labor. Hard labor. You've got your normal job every day. You're doing that normal job and this. Plus two, dealing with your dad laughing at you and your friends telling you they got a better thing. 80 to 100,000 Rand a month. That's R1 million a year. You are now in the top 0.5% of earners in the country. You've done it in 5 years. So now you can feel about this in different ways. Some of you will feel this is too slow. You can't afford to wait 5 years. I get that quite a lot. Folks, how many years have you spent in your employment? Has it got you to year 2 yet? No. But when you say to me and the person who brought you here this evening, I don't have time for this. I'm too busy. I'm too important. I'm too busy. I'll say, are you too busy? Are you going to put another 40, 60, 100 hours a week into that dead-end job of yours? You seem happy to do that. So generally, when I talk to people, that's what they want. I'll talk to someone who's financially destitute. They're in that position because of years of failed employment. And they will say, Brendan, I don't want to do DuePoint. I need a real job. And I'll go, isn't it the real job that's put you in the position you're in right now? Real jobs create poverty, don't they? Do they not create poverty? How much are you earning? Is it enough? No. I'll take a vote. I reckon 100%. No. I don't earn enough. For me personally. You personally, do you earn enough? No. I don't even earn enough. Okay? I know the feeling. You know that we don't earn enough. No way of breaking out of that. But that's the position we want to stay in. No, that's what I need is a real job. That's what I need. How many years are we going to throw away of our lives? How many? When I'm saying, can you give me 5? 5 in addition to your job. Just, you can carry on with whatever you're doing, but can you give us 5 years? And if you can give us 5 years, we think you can conservatively estimate an additional extra income of 80,000 Rand a month. That has got to be worth it. Hey? That has got to be worth your dad laughing at you every weekend. It's got to be worth it. 80 grand a month. That you take into your retirement. When you can't work anymore, that 80 grand keeps coming in every month. You'd be like the best gogo in history. Would you not? But you're going to tell tonight, watch. You're going to say to some of the lead wealth engineers, the guys who brought you, no, I don't want to do DuePoint. And the rest of you, not the rest of you, some of the rest of you will tell them in 3 weeks' time or 4 weeks' time how, no, I'm not doing DuePoint. That's what you're going to do. It just absolutely slays me. Absolutely slays. It slays my lead wealth engineers as well. Now, other people say, well, Brendan, this is not real. You've just made it up. It's a marketing ploy. It's an advert and that. Well, that's a good point. Let's look at it on the ground. Let's look at actual people using it. We've not been around for 5 minutes now. We've got lots of people making money with DuePoint. In fact, about 150 people a month start earning here at DuePoint. Every month, another 150 people come in. So, Here's this month's sample. We pick a sample every month, but this is this month's sample. Here's Mlu. I can't say his full name because we don't have enough time. And he's from Gauteng. Yeah? I know who Mlu is, yes. I know him well. He's got a great testimony. Also, this is not real. This is not real. Now he's earning 10 grand. Okay, it's real. He started with us in November last year, very skeptical. I was listening to his testimony again this evening before we started, very, very skeptical. He said, I brought 3 people. I brought them to the presentation. I just wanted to see. And then at the end of the month, he got paid. Then he was like, okay, it's real. Folks, here he is. 9 months, eh? 9 months in. I said that it would take 6 months to 2,500 rand a month. And I still believe that those are good targets. And 12 months to 9,000 to 10,000 rand a month. Well, he's 9 months in on 10. Okay. He's got that feeling. When I said to you, what does it feel like right now if you imagine the 10,000 rand extra a month? He's got that feeling, that loving feeling. Okay. Pull up that list of problems you have right now. Pull it up in your head. How many do you cross off with an extra 10 grand a month? A lot disappear. Then we've got Zongizwe, Kwamashu, KZN. There's 2 trees and a shack there. That's all there is. Okay. She was unemployed for 4 years. 4 years. She went to her husband. She said, we're not having DSTV this month. Cancel it. I will pay for the DSTV with what I'm earning from DuePoint next month. And it's true as Bob. 26th of April this year. 4 months later. 4 months later. Okay? 12,000 rand channel. But maybe that's the best you ever get. Maybe that's the best you ever get. You have no social skills. You don't know how to connect people. You're just useless at this business. And after years, all you've got is 5,000 extra rand a month. What does an extra 60 grand a month do for you? You know, people think they need the 100,000 rand a month. You don't need the 100,000 rand a month. 5 grand a month would change everything in your economy right now. And that is what we do here at DuePoint. Then we've got Siyabonga. Siyabonga also from KZN, also out in the more rural areas. And he got stuck in February. 6 months. 6 months. 12,000 rand. I said 2,500 rand. That's all he should have been aiming for, is 2.5. He's on 12. This is a tool you will use, and you will choose what you want out of it. You're in control. You can also be 6, 9, 12, 15 months down and earning nothing. You can be in that position too. That will be your decision, not ours. And then we got Donnie. Donnie joined us 16 months ago. 16 months ago. Slowly chipping away. He's not shooting the lights out. He's just tracking the plan. Tracking it, tracking it, tracking it. 16 months down, he's earning 300,000 rand a year. Now, 16 months is like Christmas next year. You know that. You just get stuck in now, it's like Christmas next year. Maybe January 2019, and you're earning 24,000 rand a month. 24,000 rand. Remember, I said 2 years to 27,000. He's on track. He's going to be probably on like 32,000 by the time he hits 2 years. That's what you want to do. If you want to see the testimonies of these people, there's like 50 or 60 of them on our YouTube channel. You know the place you've never been before? Go to YouTube, look up DuePoint channel, and go to the testimony. Watch their videos. They tell you how they are using the DuePoint system. People earning 700 rand a month, some earning 3,000 rand a month, some earning 83,000 rand a month. They're all there for you to see. All right, that's the first way you earn. The second way you earn is through our rewards training program. We call it our XP Rewards program. And what it does is it's designed to help you learn how to do this business. And through a process, step by step in our program, we reward you as you perform and complete the steps with what we call XP points, experience points. They're not worth rands and cents. Okay, they're worth nothing. They're simply a measure of how experienced and mature you are getting in our system. And as you get more mature, and as your channel grows, and you meet the 2 criteria in our training program, you rank up and we reward you. We reward you with a little bit of cash in the beginning, and then the cash gets a little bit more serious as you get a little bit more serious, and then we start rewarding you with tools. All of this in addition to our returns program we were just talking about. When you hit rank 5 in our training program, we give you an imported lightning memory stick from the United States of America. It plugs into every single electronic device, filled with our presentations, downloads, testimonies, tools, everything you need to connect people to DuePoint without even having an internet connection anywhere, anytime. At rank 7, we give you what we think is one of the most powerful tools to use in building channels, your own set of business cards. Not a cheap local set, an imported 12,500 rand set that is gold gilded and gold printed and custom made for you. When you give people these cards, Watch how everything in their mind changes about the conversation you're about to have with them. Then at rank 9. At rank 9, as long as you maintain your channel size, every year for the rest of your life, we take you and your family away on a 5-star business class, all expenses paid holiday. Every year for the rest of your life. Now, rank 9 is quite far away from where you are right now. You're on rank 0, most of you. You haven't even stepped on the first step of the ladder. But that doesn't mean that you can't get there. In fact, we had 2 more people go rank 9 last month alone. And they will be joining us along with many, many other rank 9s at the end of this year when we go in December on our trip. We're not going in some like armpit end of the year. We actually go over New Year's Eve. You will spend this year, your New Year's Eve, in Mauritius. Now, I just want you to weigh that up with whatever plans you had. Okay? In Mauritius, 5-star, one of the finest hotels in Mauritius. That's where we're going. And every rank 9 goes. This is not a competition. There's no prizes and no competitions at DuePoint. It is all earned. It's black and white criteria. You do this and this, you get this. And at rank 9, you get this trip away. This is where we're going. Actual footage of where we're going in December. You decide whether it's worth the effort. Will you be here? Yes, book my room. Book my ticket, book my room. Remember the 3 months. All right, well, we got plenty of space, lots of people coming, and we want you to come and join us. You just need to make that decision every single day. Now, you might not make it this year, but the wonderful thing about this business is you don't go back to zero in January. Whatever you've built this year is your starting balance when you build next year. And we're going next year again. We go every year. That's the freedom that we give you here at DuePoint. And rank 11, we give you another very useful tool. It's your own car. It's not branded. It's not given to you and taken away. You don't finance it through us. We don't rent it to you. It's yours. You will have it. You will use it to build your freedom here. Now, to find out more about all of this, go and watch our training. It's all on our app, and it's on our YouTube channel. You can know how to do all of this better once you've watched it. Folks, every month we run what's called a wealth quest. It runs from the first day to the last day of every month very strictly. And every month it's different. It's designed to help you build good foundations and sustainable channels. And those who complete the criteria, everybody who completes the criteria, are rewarded with all sorts of different tools. Some months it's an iPad, other months it's an iPhone, smart TVs, data, Wi-Fi routers, cash, all the things you need. Every month it's different. This month we're building the dream team. What we want is we want you to be putting people in who catch the vision of what we're trying to do here and are in it for the long haul. Find 2 people, put them on your first point, get them qualified. How do you get people qualified to earn? Go and watch the 6-minute training video. That's how difficult our system is. It takes me 6 minutes to explain it to you. Okay? Go and find out, put them in, get them qualified, and make sure nobody in your first 3 points of your channel cancel this month. We don't want them canceling their wealth engineer status. We want them in it for the long haul. If you can do that, at the end of this month, you will get your very own iPad. Peeled out of the box. And if anybody knows how much an iPad costs, you know how worth the effort this month's Wealth Quest is. Next month, it'll be different. 1st of September, brand new Wealth Quest. Folks, how do we afford to build this model and to do this? Well, it's very simple. In the traditional financial services space, insurance and banking, we spend hundreds of millions advertising to you. TVs, billboards, radios, SMS campaigns, bathroom campaigns, taxi campaigns. Wherever we can put adverts, we put adverts. Costs us a fortune, an absolute fortune. What do we do to pay for that? Well, what we do is we reverse the cost of that into your monthly product payments. That's how we do it. Your banking fees, your funeral cover, your car cover, your home insurance is made up of 35 to 50% of next month's marketing cost. That's where the money comes from. Now, we've done exactly the same thing at DuePoint. The only difference is we don't advertise. You are never going to see an advert of DuePoint anywhere because we use you. You connect us to South Africans. And as a result, all that money I would have paid to SABC, DSTV, etc. is now available to you and your channel. Now, into your channels, we put 3, or we facilitate the purchase of 3 products. Our first one is our Access Wealth Plan. This is what we do. This is not what you do. So don't get confused. No selling, no advertising, no marketing, no Facebooking. This is what we do. Okay? 3 products. Access Wealth is our first one. It's 299 Rand a month. For 299 Rand, we give you a very own tax-free investment account. Of the 299 Rand, we take 100 Rand and we put it into the investment account for you. It's a no notice, no restriction period account, no maturing periods, all of that nonsense. The money's immediately available to you. That 100 Rand that's in that account is yours. Okay? And you can withdraw it at any time, which means the actual cost of this product is 199 Rand a month. For the 199 Rand, we give you 110,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover, and you're automatically a wealth engineer at DuePoint. Our second product is our Wealth Guard product. It's 274 Rand a month. And for 274 Rand a month, you get 1.1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. You get cover straight away after your first payment. No waiting periods, no deferred benefit periods, no medical examinations or declarations, and no maximum age limits. You can have this product until your very last breath. And then our third product, our non-financial, non-insurance product. This one excites me the most. It's our Wealth Points Buyers Club. For 274 Rand a month, you get to be a member. As a member, you get access to all of our corporate negotiated prices, discounts, vouchers, and account managers. We have got a host of suppliers, and we're always adding suppliers to this list where we have got rates that would be extremely difficult for you to get. It basically covers just about everything you're spending your money on already. Groceries, entertainment, travel, transport, all of that, it's all in there. We've got Eagle Ford for cars, and you get our discount rates. Absolutely exciting product. I love it. Anybody who's used this product has got testimony about how much money they have saved through this club. Those are the 3 products. As a wealth engineer, you get, in addition, the full support of the team here. You can book us at no charge Monday to Saturday. We'll sit with you and your teams. We'll set goals, strategize, train you, everything that you need. You get all of our facilities. Monday to Saturday, you can use them. No charge to you. You get all of our technology developed and maintained for you at no charge to you. And you get to have nationwide footprint, building your channel anywhere in South Africa because of our live streaming technology. All of that you get. And so we feel quite strongly that the decision tonight is not a decision about DuePoint. It is a decision about whether you want to change the way you control your personal economics. Change the way you think about earning money. That's what the decision is about tonight. If you want to become a wealth engineer, folks, it's very simple. Take your phone, take your tablets, hook up into our free Wi-Fi, go to DuePoint.net, that's our website. Click the apply button, fill out the form, and you're a wealth engineer. We'll send you a W number, and that's your asset. It's yours. It doesn't fit somewhere, it's yours. And you will decide whether it's worthless or whether it's magnificent. You will decide that. We've got all the tools for you guys. You can go to our counter, or you can order them at info@DuePoint.net that you can use to get cracking in the building of your channels. We've got our USB stick that I mentioned. It's got our presentations on, 150 Rand. You can have it tonight. You can order business cards, fantastic business cards, not the 12,500 Rand set. I know you wouldn't want to spend that. But you get a fantastic set, and we'll give you the other one when you get rank 7. Power blocks, pens, pads, everything that you need to get out there and get building is here. Make sure you get it before you leave this evening. And then, folks, you picked a good week to come through. Once a month, we do live training out of this presentation room. All of our training is available on our YouTube channel and on our app, so you can see that at any time. But once a month, we do live training out of this room. This Saturday, I'm doing the training. We're going to be looking ahead at the next 3 months of spring and how we can really boost income and production in the lives of South Africans in the next 3 months. So that's at 9 o'clock in the morning, right here, 1 hour. It's not going to wipe out your Saturday. In fact, it'll just get it going, 9 until 10 o'clock. But if you can't get in, you have to book, because it's just chaos here on a Saturday morning. So many people come through. Watch us live. You can lie in your bed. We can't see you in your pajamas. You can lie in your bed, hook up to a live stream somewhere, or to our live stream, and watch us live out of here on Saturday morning so that you can get what you need to succeed in this business. And then, folks, as a wealth engineer, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is your #1 resource. It is free to subscribe, and you will know the moment we go live every day and the moment we add videos to our channel. Then download our free app from the Google Play Store or from the Apple iStore. Put it on your phone and your tablet. It plugs you into your channel in real time. All your tools are there. Your training is there. Your personal information and documents are on that app. Please get it on your phone. You can use our Wi-Fi here before you leave this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see that we're pretty serious about what we're doing here. Have a look at the capital outlay, the skills and people we've brought together, and what we are doing with the DuePoint system. If you have got questions and concerns, come and ask us. Don't walk out of here with misconceptions. Come and ask the questions. Be clear before you go, and take this tool with you when you go and start changing your future with it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to see you all outside, and thanks to all of you who have watched us live tonight.